What is up, y'all? It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. Listen. This time, honey, I am back to talk about Miss Monique, honey, okay? Miss Monique, ooh, child, she was down to the club, SHAY, where she talked about Tyler Perry, she talked about Oprah Winfrey, she talked about Taraji P. Henson, and, all the shiggity that was going on the Color Purple set, and the stuff that was going on behind the scenes. They didn't have food, they didn't have trailers. I think she said that her trailer in Almost Christmas, I think she said those trailers blew up. I was like, ooh, child, that didn't blew my wig back. Okay, it was a lot. But anyways, honey, I'm going to get into that audio, and Miss Robinson, honey, will be in and out with her commentary.
Now, to Tyler Perry's credit, Tyler Perry called us up, right? And he said, I can see the pain in you and I can hear it. And I want to let you know that I would never do nothing to hurt you. But the conversation kept going on. Only for Tyler Perry to admit he did start a rumor that I was difficult to work with. He lied. Only for Tyler Perry to admit I was wrong. And when my movie Boo come out, I'm going to say that, right? Now, here's where, when you did that interview with Kat, I could respect how you do it. Because Kat said, you let them people lie in your face. And your response was, Kat, I don't know if they're lying or not.
Right.
Because I can only take them at their word.
Their word.
Right?
Yes.
Well, we sent you the audio of Tyler Perry. I don't want you to take me at my word. I want you to hear his words. And what did you hear that man saying? What did you hear that man saying?
He said it.
What did he say?
If that is... Monique, you know you're not supposed to be recording people.
No. Let me back up.
Okay.
Everything we did was legal. And here's where a black woman really gets the kick in the ass. Had I not recorded Tyler Perry, then it would have been my word against his. And then on top of that, it would have been, he's so powerful, we can't even pay no attention to that.
Right.
Now, I'm going to stop it right there. I agree with everything that Monique is saying. I was one of those people that rocked with Monique from day one. I'm not on the train now drinking the Kool-Aid, and now I believe what she's saying. There has been a lot of people on YouTube, especially a lot of black women, okay, dragging Monique, and it was just simply because they didn't like her husband, and they felt like her husband was causing her to lose all these gigs, and he was the one ruining, her reputation, and they had began to drink the Kool-Aid of Monique is difficult. She's hard to work with. So when she says, Tyler, put that out in the universe, put that out in Hollywood, and now, she can't get jobs to feed her family, and, it set her and her family back financially. I believe she mentioned how Kevin Hart had to step in and help her. Her and her family, he wrote them a check and she later paid it back to him. She never asked him for a dime, but he helped her, which is good. But then they ended up falling out, and it's just like, ooh, child. It's a lot. So I think that Monique is unfortunately looking for an apology she's never gonna get. What we have to realize is a lot of times, as we are moving up in the world, we come in contact with people. I know I've experienced it on YouTube, definitely. We come in contact with people that feel like we're not on their level. They have way more money. They have way more subscribers. They can speak and treat you any type of way. And I'm pretty sure that is how Monique was handled by Oprah Winfrey and Tyler. They are at the point now where I just have so much money and I don't know what to do with it. And it's unfortunate that when you are a weak person, you succumb to the belief that you don't have to treat people with respect anymore. You are doing way better than them. And a lot of people confuse that with, well, I must be better than you, so I'm just going to do you any kind of way. I know I had an experience with a YouTuber, and I told myself I will never talk to her again. You know, I think her commentary is wonderful, right? But yeah, once I kind of get, you got this nasty ass like attitude where you think you're better than people, you're like a snob, I don't want nothing to do with you. And I don't give a damn how talented you are, how many followers, subscribers, whatever. If you don't know how to treat me, I won't have shit to do with you. And it was just a brief little moment, you guys, where I just, and I don't know if you all have experienced this where you like, ugh, this is your attitude? Yeah, because it was just very like, ugh. It wasn't the exchange we had, it just, the person wasn't humble, and it was, I'm already doing that, and like, I was just confused. I was like, ugh, nope. But yeah, I know how Monique feels. And that's why me personally, when I date people, I date you for your character. I don't date you based on how much money you have. Because as people move up in the world, yeah, their money may change, but their character doesn't. The character is at a deficit. Okay, there is no ethics, morals, values, decorum, integrity, like, you don't have reverence for your fellow human beings. A lot of people are like that because they are not used to the status that they are at. And it's a shame.
Well, now I have them on audio, which is legal to do where we live.
Right.
Okay? We have them on audio. And do you know what some people then said? Why would you record him? Just like you sat there and said, you know it's illegal to... But did you hear what the man said? I violated you.
Yeah.
I mistreated you.
Yeah.
Do you know, Shannon, that's cost my family tens of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
Over a lie and a rumor?
Is he gonna compensate you for that?
I want you to look in your camera.
Yes.
And I want you to talk to Tyler Perry because you heard what that man said. So ask him, will he compensate my family for that?
Tyler, will you come on Club Shay and let's have a conversation about the fair compensation for what transpired between you and Monique? You can sit right here, and she's sitting right here, and you and I can have a conversation.
And we'll do you one better. And give me 5 on that, baby. We'll do you one better, Shay. My husband and I'll sit right next to him. See, with this whole situation, and some of the people that Kat talked about, ironically, I have this issues with those same people. There were people that reached out to Tyler Perry on my behalf.
Okay.
And I was grateful for that. Okay? There was Al Sharpton, the Reverend Al Sharpton, civil rights leader.
Yeah.
I sent him that audio. He listened to it. He said, baby, what that man did to you was wrong, and you're like my daughter. And we're going to have to get him to fix that.
Right.
We didn't hear from Al Sharpton for 6 months. The next time we saw Al Sharpton, he was on a podium talking about we don't need to fly commercial because we can fly Tyler Perry's private jet.
Oh, damn. Damn. Like, woo, the way these people is just switching up on her, child. Me personally, I wouldn't keep asking for an apology you're never gonna get. These people see you. And now they're looking at it like, but you keep calling us out and you keep embarrassing us. And that's how they're looking at it now. And I feel like they're not going to say anything. I'm going to say this. When people have a certain level of shame, okay, when they have a certain level of shame, they can't apologize to you. They simply don't have the kahunas to apologize to you, to actually admit that they were wrong. It's one of those things where, like, if you do something wrong and you hurt somebody's feelings that you care about, you apologize, you acknowledge You have to acknowledge before you move on. We're in a society right now where people want to do you all types of wrong, no apology, and then you're supposed to keep forgiving them. And if you don't, you're the bad person. No, you have to acknowledge, but there are so many grown adults. And that's why you can't judge people by their bank accounts. You have to judge them by the contents within their character. And a lot of people are lacking. But they don't care because we're in a society, especially with a lot of men, where it's like, I'm winning though. I can buy these Jordans every week. I can put my mama in a nice house. I can go on these nice trips, but I'm winning. You know, and on the outside, it looks like they are winning, but there is no integrity with their character, and they don't plan on changing it. That's why so many people are not in therapy, especially a lot of men. They don't feel like they need to go. I've already made it. So no, I'm not changing. You know, we are in a very nefarious, a very narcissistic society with a lot of men. And it's really sad.
I said, that's why maybe I'm not hearing back from him. Okay. Then we had our beautiful sister, Stephanie Mills.
Yes.
Okay. Who is, she don't play.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. I told her what happened, sent her the audio. Now, don't know if she listened to that audio or not. But however, she called Tyler Perry. She said, Monique, Tyler Perry does not want to revisit this. Okay, fine. Right. While we're on the phone, Tyler Perry calls her back and says, I will meet with Monique, but not with her husband. Are you ready for this?
And that's where he messed up. Why you can't meet with her husband. Like I told y'all, a lot of people have a sick and twisted obsession with her husband. He's ruining everything. He's, you know, and Monique spoke the truth on this interview. We are so identified with not having men in the households. You know, to those that want men, you know, in their households, we feel like, oh, well, because that's been my situation. That's been Big Mama's situation. That is so true what she said, though. And I see it, you know, on YouTube, and it's really sad. But so many people, they didn't listen to her message the first time because they were so obsessed that her husband was sitting right with her. Okay, remember, she was not winning. She didn't have Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey's money. Okay, remember, we're in a society where you have to look like you're winning. You see it all the time on YouTube. They got the subscribers, they got the views, so they are winning. Okay, but you feel empty when you listen to their message. Okay? You feel empty. The message is still coming up short. It's falling flat. It's stagnant. It hasn't went anywhere in the past 10 years. Okay?
And then Monique has to apologize publicly to say Oprah and I had nothing to do with messing up her career.
But that'd be a lie.
Look in the goddamn camera.
I thought that was a stage, the way you...
Look in the camera.
Yes.
Because you heard it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when you hear what this man is saying. So I said, Stephanie, tell Tyler Perry, never will I meet with him without my husband. And I owe no apology, so I'm not going to give one. That goes away. Kevin Hart. Now, you know when Cat Williams said gatekeepers?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart. Mm-hmm. I do his podcast.
Yes.
And I want y'all to re-listen to the podcast so you can hear it for yourself. When he first comes on, he says, you're like my mother, you're like my aunt, you're like my sister. Okay? Mm-hmm. Then we do the podcast. We speak about the Tyler Perry situation. Oprah Winfrey, he said, I don't really know Oprah, but I'm going to reach out to Tyler. I appreciate that. Kevin kept his word. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Kevin Hart called me back about maybe a week or so later. He said, Mo, I talked to Tyler. He said he don't want to revisit it. He said, but I tell you what, let's move past that, Mo. Let's just move past that. And
let's just forget about it. Let's just sweep it under the rug. everything that Monique is talking about, I have been through. I've been through it at jobs. Just find another job. Okay? People start thinking you're the problem. They do. And people will do that when they are in fear and they don't want to deal with what you're saying. They don't want to deal with the ramifications of the things that you're talking about and the people that you are talking about, because they have put these people on such a pedestal. Okay? But y'all got to remember, everybody can be brought right down. Look at Dr. Jackie over there on Married to Medicine. Her nasty ways have came out. Her elitist attitude. And shout out to Bondi Blue. Shout out to Bondi Blue. When I tell you Bondi Blue handled that review of Mariah Huck and Carlos King, that interview, I listened to part 1 from her. I got to go back to part 2. When I tell you everything that Bondi Blue said was on point about Miss Mariah Huck. Like, ooh, I forgot to tell y'all that. So I want to give that sister, honey, her flowers and her props, because I really do like her commentary on certain things. I really do. Very great content creator. She really is.
Just do great things. So whatever.
That's what Kevin said.
I want you to hear me, Kevin Hart. Let's move past that, Mo. Let's do some great things together. Don't even worry about it. Whatever y'all want to do, I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do. Now, let me say that before we go any further, because I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, here you go. We're forever grateful for that. When we were able to give it back, we said, brother, we appreciate you with some interest on top, because I don't ever want nobody to think me and my husband. So I want to make sure I put that out there. That brother really helped us out when we needed to be helped out. Then when he came back with, I got you. I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, I'll executive produce. I'll partner with you. I said, good shit, Kevin, because we're in a deal with Endemol. And we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you. Now, Kevin Hart is one of the biggest entertainers right now in the world, right? And was then. We got off the phone with Kevin Hart. We called Endemol immediately and said, Kevin Hart said, whatever we want to do, he got us. He's going to partner, executive use. They was like, oh, this is incredible, because when you put Kevin Hart's name on it, you already know what it is.
Correct.
2 weeks go by. We get a call from Endemol. Endemol says, we just got a call from Kevin Hart's manager, Dave Becky. And Dave Becky said, Kevin doesn't want anything to do with Monique. So whatever she told y'all, he doesn't want to do anything with her, nothing. He doesn't want any kind of relationship with Monique.
So what changed between the 2 weeks and plus he gave you a check, you gave the money back, then said he would partner with you, executive produce, whatever you need, Mo, hey, we got you. So what transpired, or what do you think transpired between then, that 2 week period?
Well, as soon as we got off the phone and they told us what Kevin's manager, David Becky, said, I called Kevin Hart immediately. I said, hey, baby. We just got off the phone with Endemol, and they said Dave Becky called them up and said, you don't want anything to do with me. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication. I can tell you right now. I said, wait a minute.
Child, sound like he lying. Okay, sound like that's a lie. Okay. Ooh. My thing with the Kevin Hart situation, and my approach would be a little bit different from Monique's, is I would just try to create as many other projects with other people. And I wouldn't even have them getting involved in this. Like, if people want to be involved, that's one thing. But a lot of people, they're just not... It's not their fight. So they're not going to have the energy to get in the ring with you and fight this situation out and be on your side versus Tyler Perry and Oprah. It's just like, oh, I got my own problems. They may start out, but I would move on, create some type of ownership. I feel like you are the most in control when you don't have to go to anybody outside of yourself. You are the source. So I feel like, her and her husband, I would like to see if they have did that. I have to research that. I don't know if they have their own production company, but that's the direction I feel like she needs to go in.
Are you okay, though, with this white man calling them up? getting in between our relationship at something you said. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication. That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him. I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again. So that's what we're faced with. When you allow somebody to come in between a relationship with a woman that you said, I'm like your mother. You said I'm like these things. I didn't ask you for that. So everything that baby was saying sitting here, everything he was saying was on the up and up. Because when you hear people say, get the anger out your heart. Oh, man, no one's saying he's lying. No one ever said I was lying. It's so easy to discount and devalue because of what we look like.
Right.
However, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I will not allow you to discount or devalue because that is your voice on that audio. Mm-hmm. Remember on Good Times when Penny's mother was whooping up on her and she had recorded it? Mm-hmm. That's you on tape.
Not the Good Times. Okay, on the first floor. Okay, it's first floor song, honey, over here. Okay. I want to get some comments really quickly from the people, honey. So one person says, I always believed her, and a lot of people didn't actually believe her until Taraji said something similar. I always loved Tyler Perry, but money and power can really take over. It can when you don't, when you don't have self-esteem, when you don't have a soul, when you're not at peace with your soul. You would be surprised at the things that people will do because they're desperate. And, they have been made to, feel ashamed. She spoke her words so powerful and respectful, and the way she speaks of her husband, that's more than love. Yeah, you will speak like that when your man is pouring into you and he's not trying to drain you, So, yeah, I like their marriage. Sydney, he seemed like a good guy. Another person says, I love how Monique is dropping names and not having us guess who she's talking about. Look, that part right there, because I'm sick of all these people coming out. Well, this person did this and this person. Put a name on it, okay? Put a name on it. Put these people out there. Listen, okay?
So how does it go from you saying you're going to give me an apology to now I owe you an apology?
But what do you want?
That's like a narcissist. Like when they gaslight you and they have been doing you wrong and then you end up apologizing just so you all can move forward. Okay?
What an apology for?
What could I possibly owe you an apology for when you've admitted? See, when Lee Daniels says to me, because Cookie from the show Empire, I was offered that role. Now, Taraji tore it up, baby. Listen here. However, I was offered that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbot I was difficult to work with. Do you see how that cost my family?
Yes.
And with no accountability? Because, it's the great Tyler Perry? No, you've got to be accountable for that. Oprah Winfrey, you've got to be accountable for the things you've done with my family. You've got to be accountable for that.
Is there any relationship between you and Tyler and you and Oprah currently?
I thought that this was a dumbass question. Am I by myself? Nigga, where you been at, Shannon? Where you been at, Shay? Hell no, ain't no relationship. That's why she's still upset, nigga. Okay? Monique was like... Look, I don't want to have to add your ass to this list, okay? But what she's saying is absolutely true. I'm sure a lot of us know that at some of these jobs we've been at, you had a boss that thought that they were going to bully you, and you spoke up for yourself, okay? And you tried to get them to be accountable for their actions, and they refused to. Because they feel like they are the boss. You talk to other people about it, what they gonna tell you? Well, they the boss. Just get another job. Just sweep it under the rug. Okay? No, you have to stand up for yourself. You do. Now, after a while, after you complain, yeah, you should move on if you don't see the situation getting better or, progressing, in the direction that you wanted to go in. But yeah, you just can't be up and quitting your damn job all the time. People kill me with that. But yeah, that's why a lot of people, they want to be in charge because they don't want to be accountable. They want to go around being shitty to people. That's why a lot of women don't want to date rich men. I heard a lot of them are horrible because they feel like, I got money, I ain't got to change anything. I can lack morals, values, ethics, decorum, integrity. What's that? I got the coins.
No.
But I thought there was an apology. I read I read somewhere that Oprah had issued you an apology and Tyler had issued an apology. That's not correct.
No.
The only person that's given you an apology.
You saw it. It's Lee Daniels. That's the only person. So we are in a place where we're too afraid to call them for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We're too afraid to say, if it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, what is it, Shannon? It's a duck.
Right.
So again, you see the struggle of the black woman as I'm sitting here talking to you, and you say, Mo, but why would you record him? But you heard the man violate me. The first thing wasn't, I can't believe that cat did that to you. It's, why would you do it? And we understand it.
Because those people are in fear mode, They're in fear. This is a real thing, though. This is so real out in the world. It's so relatable. I'm so glad she did this interview.
Right.
Because we've been conditioned that way.
Because when you had to get somehow, because when you're telling people these are lies,
Yes.
Nobody is believing Monique. So now, even though you have him record his voice, and that's him, and he's saying he made it up, now it's no longer, oh man, I can't believe he lied on Mo. Mo, why'd you record it? So now they put the onus back on you.
Where's the win? How do we win?
That's what you just did.
How does a black woman win when you say, here he is right here? And I look to the community and say, how long do we allow us to keep being exploited, used up, taken advantage of? And because we think somebody can give us an opportunity, we just say, shh, I'm not going to say nothing. If we keep...
This is why I wasn't here for what Kenya Moore said about NIQUE leaks, because I know how important it is for black women to speak up in a toxic workplace. But she was just so happy just to get back on the damn show. Okay?
Maybe returning. Do you look forward to NIQUE returning if that would be a possibility for the Real Housewives of
That
Atlanta?
door is closed.
You think it's
I
closed?
mean, when you sue your employer, what do you expect to happen? It's like, listen.
It's the thing.
I don't understand why people think that's a possibility. I don't hate on the idea of it because I've been very vocal about the fact that I think she was great for the show. But in reality, how do you recover from suing your bosses?
You can recover. Okay, was she supposed to not speak out about her experience? Well, the way she did it, and it was never going to be a nice way to do that. It was never going to be a nice way to do it. And I will just leave that right there. I'm exhausted from talking about it, but it was never going to be a kind way to do that. I don't give a damn if NIQUE would have stayed quiet and filed paperwork and she spoke out on her experience. Well, why would you want to go back? Well, hell, you're blocking all of my other opportunities. They blackballed NIQUE. They wanted her to be stagnant. How dare you speak up? You're a black woman. Be happy you are even in the environment, bitch. Okay? And you got other stupid black women co-signing that. Let me calm down. But yeah, that shit just gets on my nerves. That's why I love NIQUE so much. Because she's willing to, speak up for what's not right. And we know it's not right. Hell, even Bethany, a white woman, is speaking out against Bravo. But it will be well accepted because you know why. Because of how Bethany looks. Okay? So get out of here. No, it's the way that NIQUE said it and... I think NIQUE could have said it quietly. It's still because we're in that culture. You can't sue your employer. You can't complain. You should just be happy to get whatever they're giving you, girl.
we just say, shh, I'm not going to say nothing. If we keep operating like that, Shannon, you're going to have a whole lot of us sitting right here in this same seat, almost telling the same story.
Why do you think Tyler is afraid to meet with you and your husband? Why does it need to be you one-on-one when he meet with other representatives and their client? What is it about you that he feels it needs to be just you and he? Does he think your husband is some kind of negative influence on you? He thinks the husband is saying things that Monique probably wouldn't say if I just had an opportunity to talk to her one-on-one. What do you think that is?
Let me say this. People better be glad my husband is by my side. Because there are people in Hollywood that know wherever you act up is where I show up. People know in Hollywood, baby, Shannon, and I don't say it with a badge of honor. It's just what it is. Well, I've had to say, who you think you're talking to? And we're sitting there with the president of the studio or my patience level is not going to allow. I've been molested. I've been violated. So the moment I see you trying to do it, we're going to have to address it. My husband is nothing but a gentleman. And you know why people have a problem with my husband? Because he's right to it. There's no we're going to dance around the bush. He's right to it.
Right.
And people like Tyler Perry, people like Oprah Winfrey, they look at my husband and say, how dare you be so direct?
Right.
How dare you not put your eyes down when you're talking to me? How dare you do that? My husband is also my manager. Why would he want to exclude my management? It's like, Tyler, you should want my husband to be there. You may want him to be sitting right there so that way we can have a conversation that everyone can be heard. Mm-hmm. But I appreciate you, Shannon, because most people are too afraid that heard the tape. They're too afraid to say, no, I heard it, and this is what he said. Mm-hmm. I appreciate T.S. Madison because T.S. Madison was the first one to say, no, I heard what he said. Mm-hmm. So when folks were trying to jump on her, she not down for the black woman, listen, baby, y'all don't even understand the fights that sister be having when ain't nobody watching for the black woman.
Right.
So I appreciate you looking in that camera.
Right. Well, I mean, look, sometimes there are some black people, some, not all, some, that my grandpa used to say, Mo, is that if you're not careful, you'll become the very thing you despise the most in a person. Now, what do we despise most about Trump supporters, ex-President Trump, is that no matter what he says, no matter what he does, they give him an out. There's some people in our community, no matter what powerful black people say or do in our community, we give them an out.
That's true.
And we become the very thing we despise the most. What we despise most about ex-President Trump supporters is that no matter what he does or says, it's okay.
Yes.
We can't do that. We can't. If somebody's wrong, like you said, Mo, if somebody's wrong, we have to be man or woman enough to say they're wrong, regardless of what comes along with that.
They don't know. They don't understand what them saying I'm sorry will mean for them. See, when I read
because that's not for you. And I'm sorry, it's not for the person that you offended. It's for you. Because currently you're in hostage. Your feelings. Because you have to live with that.
You gotta live with that.
What you've done.
So when you see a woman say, me turning 70, I'm so happy because I've never hurt anyone. Stop it.
I know damn well Oprah didn't say that, honey.
Because there's a black woman that has been calling your name for over a decade that you seem to want to make go away. And I know I'm not the only one.
Would you?
Oh, she said, I know. No, I don't think she's the only one. Nope.
If Oprah called Mo today, would you sit down and have a conversation with her?
Let me tell you what I'll do if Oprah called me today, Shannon Sharp. We will sit down and have a conversation with Oprah Winfrey. We will sit down and have a conversation with Tyler Perry. We will sit down and have a conversation with the presidents of Lionsgate. We will sit down and have a conversation with anyone that is, I'm going to say brave enough to sit down and have a conversation. But what happens is within seconds, if Tyler Perry was to sit right here, you would say, man, I heard you. What you trying to tell me about this system? Within seconds, Oprah Winfrey would know that people would say, hold up. And I'll go back to Tyler Perry. You know why Tyler Perry don't want to talk to my husband? Because he can't talk around him. My husband don't care nothing about that man's money. We don't care nothing about your title. We care about your character, brother.
Come on.
What you gonna pay? What you gonna pay?
How you gonna make it right? How you gonna make it right? Because if I am your Aunt Mary, and I really belong to you, as I really belong to you right now, Shannon, I am your sister. And you heard something that was wrong.
Yeah. How can Tyler Perry make it right, Mo?
A check, shit. Okay, write a check. So, you guys, I wanted to look up some reasons why people can't apologize. So, it says they might fear retaliation or another negative outcome. So instead of just saying sorry, they try to avoid it at all costs. While it's natural to want to avoid confrontation, especially with the people you care about, it's not right to avoid apologizing or to blame someone else because of nerves. Okay, so this other part. So why do leaders not apologize? Saying sorry selectively, apologizing in public is not easy, especially for leaders. They are heroes when things go right and scapegoats when things go wrong. In addition, public apologies extended by corporate leaders are not even under the best of circumstances without risk to their companies. So I read another paragraph. What type of a person can never apologize? A person that has a lack of concern. Some people with high levels of narcissism may lack empathy and view relationships solely as a means to fulfill their own needs. As a result, they may not care enough about the other person's feelings or the relationship itself to bother with the emotional discomfort of apologizing. Wow.
I would always say, Mama, we ain't calling nobody out. We're calling them up. And if we continue to call us up on our doings that are not right, we get better as a people.
That makes sense to me. That makes a lot of sense to me. I have heard her husband speak. He sounds very intelligent. I don't pick up on any type of, negative, misogynistic vibe from him. I don't think he's her pimp. I feel like he's 10 toes down with her. He fights for her deals to be fair. That way she's making the type of money that she should be making. Because a lot of people feel like Black women should just accept what they are given. You even hear it when it comes to relationships and marriages. Oh, you shouldn't be asking that man for money. A man ain't there to ask, for you to be asking him for money, and what is he getting out of it? And they really do feel like you are supposed to be some type of damn slave. And I will tell you very freely on this channel, I feel like if you are with a man, he needs to be doing something for you. You all should look out for each other, and it should be no problem. Okay? But yeah, don't just be with people just to be with people. You need to see what people is about, see what they are willing to do. You need to be in partnerships and relationships with people that are mutually beneficial. Ain't no, I'm just going to be your friend for 20 years and I get nothing out of it and you got every damn thing to gain from me. No. Because one-sided relationships, they are of no good for you, okay?
Like, we get better. Do you know why things were able to happen like they happened on The Color Purple?
Wait. Oh, you talking about the remake? You talking about what?
I'm talking about the 7th one. The one that just came out.
Ooh, child, the SHAY, honey. It is a lot of color purples, honey, okay?
Right, and that's the 7th edition?
It's like the musical with Fantasia. And
Oprah is obsessed with the color purple. She probably. I was going to say something. I'm going to keep it to myself, honey, but she is very obsessed with that damn movie. She is trauma bonded with that damn movie.
And Taraji, right?
Right. That one with all our beautiful sisters.
Yes.
You know why they're able to treat us like they treat us? How are you handpicked in your audition?
No, you handpicked, you don't audition.
I want you to say that again, Shannon, because people don't understand how deep this goes. When I watch my sister say it was an honor to be handpicked,
right,
then why ever would you audition?
Yeah.
And the moment, in my opinion, the moment she auditioned, they knew we got them. We can treat them any kind of way we want to treat them. We can do them any kind of way.
But why would you want to?
Why?
Just because you can, that doesn't mean you should.
But they did. How do you handpick me? and then mistreat me.
Yes.
And then I got to send a letter to you about the mistreatment that you gave me. That's why they're able to get away with it. That's why when I do interviews, oftentimes, or these conversations, people are too afraid to even address it because they don't want to be caught up like, oh, I don't know. When you say, wait a minute, no, that's the truth.
Right.
I heard it. And I don't want my character to be on the line as I'm being a person sitting there asking people about their lives and then not be able to stand in what I've heard.
Right.
That's why it made so much it was important for us. It was important for us to get you that audio. I don't want you to take my word.
Yeah.
And anything I've said on this couch right now, that don't take my word. Ask those people. Ask those people.
Right.
And see what happens. And then maybe after this come out, they're going to label me again. She's bitter. She's not lying.
Yeah. You got $30-40 million of my dollars. Yeah, I'm bitter. Most the average person gonna be bitter.
Okay, just look at your camera. Okay, and here's the thing: because I got a king at home, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter.
You just want what's right.
We're just determined.
Right.
Not life is too good to be bitter, but we're determined for you to take accountability.
Right.
That's all. I was very young when I had my first son. I didn't want him to have to go to a college because that was all that my parents could afford.
And what she says about Oprah trying to have her parents on her show, I just felt like all of that was messy. I feel like right after she did Precious, they began messing with her. I feel like they began sabotaging her career. Even before it seemed like she told them no. You know? Even before she told them no to promoting the movie Precious for free, because y'all know she refused to do that for free. She wanted to be compensated, and they was just like, well, no, sometimes you just have to work for free. And I think she had a few days off. She wanted to spend that with her family, as she should. But we are in a society where people want you to work for free. They expect to overwork you. That's what's happening at a lot of these jobs. They just feel like they can work you like a dog. I remember I was at a job. They worked me like a dog and didn't want to give me my damn check. My last paycheck took a month to pay me. Like, that's absurd. That's stupid. Ugh. Cha.
For Oprah Winfrey, you owe me an apology. See, Shannon, Oprah and I had a private conversation about our mothers.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part people don't know.
Right.
I shared with that woman what me and my mother were going through. Now, my mother's no longer here.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
And I shared with Oprah Winfrey what we were going through and how I felt. And I was, you trying to balance it out because it's your mother. And I shared that with you. And I shared with her my family, what the dynamic was. And you don't tell me you're going to have my goddamn parents. I was getting ready to say goddamn. Maybe it was right there. But you don't tell me you're going to have my mother and my father on your show. And you think that that's just okay? And the way you try to apologize in front of a group of women, if you think I've done anything wrong,
No.
you're going to stop that.
Right.
I am very proud of what you've accomplished in your life. Mm-hmm. We respect everybody, right, but we over-respect no one.
I know that's right. Oh, I love when she says that.
And Oprah Winfrey walks around like, I can't be checked. I won't admit to that I'm wrong.
I'm a firm believer, Mo. No one is beyond reproach.
No one at all. So when you...
Another Dr. Jackie, honey.
Keep saying, what is it? I'm going to keep answering you the same exact way. Right. So if you talk to your camera, I'm going to talk to my camera and see how they split the screen. And we're going to invite them at the same time. You talk to them first.
Child, that's all I got to say about all of that, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new. And I will check you guys out in the next video.